It is 3:18 p.m. November 22nd, 2020. I have been asleep and awake 4 times today. I had multiple dreams of the same people, the same place, the same faces, and ISIS, and a bunch of other people. And in the part of the dream that I woke up from most recently, and it's been stuck in my head, there was a man who was in a wooden room. It felt like it was in a sandy place. It was very sunny. And I was watching it and living it from 2 different points of view. And there was a young woman, and she ran towards him and hugged him. And in that dream, she said, "I saw you in my dreams." But I was aware that I'm dreaming this dream, and she's seeing this person from her dreams in her real life. And I'm like, what is this? And I woke up. I went back to sleep shortly after that, and I saw the same two. And she was in his arms, and he's like, "Don't think of me that way." And I woke up again. And then I kept hearing Remy all day. And I'm like, what the hell? So I did some searching, and I found somebody that I hadn't seen in like years. I don't even know how many lifetimes it's been now. Hi. Like, it's been a really weird day. Really weird. Not weird bad. Just weird. I feel very sleepy all day. Everything's been yeah, like I feel like this. Never not broken and wandering through a maze. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are going through, but whatever it is, the way I've been getting through it, you know, those like things you guys, I think you guys hear, I don't know, when stuff like this happens and people get stuck mentally or emotionally. Stop trying to not be broken, okay? And if you're confused and lost, don't pretend you're not. It's like a guy driving a car and he refuses to ask for directions. Don't be that guy. If you feel broken and you're sad and you're like feeling meaningless or whatever, just go with it. I promise you there's treasures, but not if you keep trying to pretend you're not broken, or that you're not lost, or that you're not grieving, or that you're not whatever. When you're not being honest with yourself, you can't have mercy on yourself. So when you're in a state where you're broken and you're lost and confused, and you're looking for compassion or something, some knowledge, something, if you're pretending you're not this, you can't get through that to see the wisdom in that. Okay? There are some of you who are going through some emotional stuff. This is going to sound mean, but it's the truth. If you needed help, you'd have it, wouldn't you? Just look at these two. This one's like, oh, this hand's empty. I need another orb. And this one's like, if you did, you'd have it, wouldn't you? And this one's like, yeah, I do need it. But she doesn't see that it's right there. All those little orbs down there. So if you stop pretending you're someone you're not, and embrace fully who you are, right down to what you're wearing, what you're learning, and what you're deciding, then you can give to yourself that which you seek from others in the labyrinth of your own mind. And from that, you can transmute, transfigure, transform that sadness and grief into a energy that you can utilize to improve your life beneficially, which in turn will benefit everybody around you. Get it? I feel like this message is for a few of you who are in this state or dealing with people who are in that state. You know what I mean? This wounded fairy kind of energy. Where it's like there's someone helping them, and even that person's like, well, I don't even know what to do anymore. And they're kind of just unable to fly, but they still have wings. It's kind of like they don't see what they still do have. So if you guys are in that, yeah, see, you're not looking with both eyes. Get it? So if you guys are dealing with clients that are dealing with grief, stop trying to get them to heal it. Get them to, my body and everything feels weird. Sorry if I'm being awkward. Get your clients and your people, your collectives, instead of trying to be, you know how psychiatrists on a table or on a bed, in a chair, they're like, how does that make you feel? What about if what you're feeling was an object? If what you're feeling was a design? If what you're feeling was a plant, a story, a fruit, a color, something. So it can be transmuted into something else. Who's she channeling today? Whoever it is, my eyes feel dry as fuck. You're going to need to show me how to read this in a different way, because in an earthly and psychic way, this is people who are utilizing extrasensory abilities to disrespect the boundaries of others. If you're by yourself and you're not doing this, this is you looking at your reflection, your inner self, your shadow self, and really compassionately comprehending why your shadow side behaves the way it does. It's kind of like a mother being patient with a child that's having a tantrum. If your shadow side is a child that you're being patient with, how can you see how that child views you? I don't know what the fuck I just heard, but someone said she's the last white dragon in existence. And then there's someone else. They're like, don't tell me what I'm supposed to know. And then someone else saying, that's her. That's really her. And I keep smelling for 3 days now. Remember those 80s leather jackets? They're like, what the fuck is that fabric? It's like a fake leather, but it has fake fur inside. And it smells like leather on a motorcycle riding dude. I don't know how else to describe it. It smells good, but I've been smelling that scent. And it's so distracting. And those of you with dry eyes, please drink more water. Drink more water. Again with this card. 9 of Cups. Oh, and the White Dragon. Oh, wow. She's the last White Dragon. Am I supposed to change the title of this video? Look, someone looking and seeing someone else, and then they're like, oh, that's the truth about that. And I keep seeing the last unicorn, where that skeleton tells King Haggard that he sees Princess Amalthea as the unicorn. And then all the stuff goes bonkers. Man, my eyes are so dry feeling. Obviously ocean vibes, But I'm also hearing the Star of the Sea, which translates to Mary. In a very day-to-day way. This is a feminine energy person coming into a really oh, that's an easy way to explain it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like learning something and then it changes everything. It's like a teenage, like a woman, a girl, under 20s person, mid 20s, early 20s, becoming pregnant and giving birth, becoming a mother. It's um, a higher level of consciousness, a graduation of some kind, a emotional something that has that crab. You know how crabs are always trying to tear each other down? This one's not. There's something a lot deeper, and I'm supposed to share it with you in a kind of way where you can give it to your people to share it to them. Like this, like the hands holding that board. But I can't explain to you how to um, feel like the water under moonlight. Because this is the energy looking. This is the solution. The energy looking can't comprehend the solution. Because the energy looking has to start feeling the solution. Get it? I can't explain to you. I can't put the circle in the square peg for you. You got to figure it out. You have to ground that energy. It's spiritual messages that are for your day to day. But they're coming in very and I don't know what it is about this specific video. I was literally watching something else 18 minutes ago. Do you know what I was doing before I started this video? I was having a conversation with Ishtar and Isis. You sneaky. All day today. All day today. I've been up since 6 in the morning, over and over and over, at least 4 times. And all day, this energy of like darkness. Darkness. But not bad. People's eyes, but not bad. Lots of really dense emotions, but not really that bad. And then it all lifted. Like it all just went poof. When I had a realization of something, I was like, wait a minute. Because you know how in some of the dreams I've shared with you, I keep telling you, like, I'm looking for somebody and I'm like trying to go home. And then in my human life here, my mortal life, people have always tried to get rid of me. And I'm like, I don't even want to be here. So, like, why can't you just fucking succeed? And I keep looking for home. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why is it every time I'm running from anything in dreams or like nightmares or anything, and I never run? But when I'm anywhere, like, and I wake up here. When I try to get home, I wake up here. When I'm like really just not wanting to be anywhere, where am I? Back in here. So when these people you guys are dealing with are going through this, right? Remember this. They're already home. They can't not be home. All the pain they carry, they're supposed to be doing something with it. They're supposed to be like writing something with it. They're supposed to be drawing something with it. But they don't. And then they go and look for answers everywhere. But the answers are right there. Like maybe just write some music. You see how that looks like a musical scale on the side? Be honest with yourselves. That pain you carry is something that you're supposed to be using. And if it's not yours, and if it's guilt and regret and stuff, what can you do to make it better? You have to move into yourself energetically with your mind and body in alignment. It doesn't matter what your body looks like right now. What matters is what energy you're feeling and the thoughts behind that energy. And if your clients or you guys are empaths and light workers and all that, and you guys are dealing with a lot of heavy energy, stop trying to be unbroken. Okay? You're never going to be not broken. Ever. Like, ever. So, what can you do with it? How does it benefit you? What's the wisdom in it? If your shadow side is so bad and your light side is so good, what is it in your shadow side that makes it so bad? What, is it really critical of you? What does that mean? That you could try harder in your light side, right? If your shadow side perpetually sabotages you, is it really sabotaging you, or is it keeping you from making this really stupid mistake? And if it's sabotaging you, why? Is it a sabotage to protect you? Because you're not ready for something? Or is it because you just want to be lazy and it's pointing that out by sabotaging you so that everything you try to do is like not working, but you think you're having to do shadow work to get rid of your ego, but your ego's like, bruh, I'm helping you. But you guys can't see most of that, can you? Because you're busy trying to kill your egos instead of listening to them and being like, hey, what do you mean? What is this? And then your ego says you can transform pain into love. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. So you've been broken? We all have. You want to take something out? You want to be like a fucking hunter? Cool. What about you take out the part of you that isn't capable of loving? Because that's the problem. The parts of you that are covered in fear and not love. So what are you going to do? Continuously try to kill your ego? Or listen to your ego and its constructive criticism that your light side deems as wimpy behavior. You know, it's like, thank you. Thank you. I hope you're feeling good too. Let me put it to you in a really brief way. It's your choice, okay, first and foremost, how you view all the stuff in your life and in your clients' work and all that. But this whole like ego thing, this whole like doing the shadow work ass backwards, this whole thing of like the shadow is bad or the darkness is bad, no, that's not that. None of that is bad. What's bad is what humans do. So humans are the ones who do all that crazy shit. There's horrible thoughts everywhere. It's humans that make the choice. And then their choices infect the animals. And then the animals behave like animals because the humans are releasing that vibration. So think about it in a very, very simple way. If your shadow side is the one who's constantly like stabbing you in the back, right? And it's like, ooh, you know, you're terrible, you're ugly, you're this, you're that. And your light side's like, ooh, but I love you, I'm gonna fix them. You know, never giving up, it's unconditional love, blah, blah, blah. And your shadow side is like, this fucking bitch. This constantly getting your wings torn apart, constantly doing this, constantly doing that. And then your light side is like, but I love him, but I love him. You know, you get what I'm saying, right? In between that is a common sense point where you realize, okay, maybe my shadow has a point. But also, the shadow can say, maybe the light in me is actually kind of right, and I don't need to be so critical. Maybe there's an in between. Maybe it's not, you know, the demiurge isn't so bad. Maybe it's what we do with believing that there's a bad God and it, you know, gives us permission to do bad things. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe I don't need to blame an ex anymore. Maybe I don't need to blame parents anymore. You know, because I was responding to negative thoughts in the head from that side, going to that side, instead of listening to all three and being like, okay, then deciding which way to go. Well, people just, you know, they're like, oh, that's a negative emotion. We have to transmute it. That's not how this works, honey bunch. Sorry, that's not how this works. You can't look at something you don't like and try to get rid of it because it just makes more of it. You look at what you don't like and you illuminate it. You take away that energy of that thing you don't like and put beauty instead, even if you think it's fucking ugly. So you have horrible feelings towards a person who Three of Swords you, Five Swords, probably a dude who did a lot of shady shit to a very innocent version of you, probably stole a lot of stuff from you, blah blah blah. Yeah, cool, been there. Do you know what he actually did? Help me take the mask off. And all the stuff he stole wasn't mine anyway. If it was, it'd be with me. So I was gonna show you this, but then I realized this is a fucking mess. So it was nice and clean and organized. And then I got into like hyper mode channeling after I saw this card. And I was like, oh, you want to kill your ego again? And then I heard Isis in the background go, let me show you. So this is the mess I've been looking at here. So you can pause this for yourself and see all the stuff, okay? And go over it. I might start if I can figure out how technology works. Sorry, I'm really bad at it. I'm better with like causing lightning storms. I'm gonna start. I'm starting to think I'm just gonna MacGyver something. I have a bunch of cardboard, so I think I'm gonna try to figure something out to put like a panel over here. Because this Christmas tree you're leaning on isn't working. Okay. I have you sitting on that. So we gotta figure something else out. And my neighbor who's like, oh, I'm gonna give you the table. It's in like a month. So I don't know. But I wanna figure something out. Because Sam does this nice thing where she like takes a nice clean picture of the spread. And I just don't do spreads. I don't do any structure to any of it. I kind of just organize the cards pretty. I think I'm supposed to be more Virgo about shit and more Leo. So, give me a minute, okay? It's taking a lot. It's taken a lot to do this on my own with these buffoons all up in my business. And I know some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially those of you working with Isis and Ishtar. You guys know on like a just me and you basis, you guys know. You guys know what the fuck's going on. Virgo stuff. Yeah, apparently I did some research into my chart. If my birthday is actually on November 25th, invaded. Like if I go to my D1 and my D9 charts, apparently I'm supposed to be using a D9 chart after I get married. Or I was supposed to get married, or I bought a house or a car. Whoops. So all this time I've been working on Scorpio things. I've been working on the underworld and rebirth and, you know, Gemini things and Pisces things. And I'm like, when is this going to be done? And then I've been channeling this new zodiac field, right? So I've been talking to Ishtar and Isis and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, what the heck, you guys? And they're like, D9. And I'm like, oh, I remember about that. So I went and looked over there in these things. And apparently in my Vedic chart in D9 or some shit, I'm a Virgo, like Virgo ascendant, a Leo sun, and an Aries moon. I shit you not. And it was like something clicked in my brain, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then my shadow side suddenly made more sense. All the negative self talk I had, it was like my shadow side was ahead of me, and I didn't know. And I was in my light side, and I was like, oh, fuck you, shadow side. I hate you. You're so mean to me. And my shadow side was like, you're a dummy. And I'm like, what the fuck? So all these times I've been dying and coming back, it's been me and my shadow back and forth, and then a whole bunch of other beings, right? So all the places I go to, we've had a lot of time to talk, and it started making like that other side of me made sense to me. When you have that bratty little sister, and you go to your bratty little sister, and you're like, okay, I'm going to the movies, and she's like, what, with your boyfriend? And you're like, shut up. Don't tell mom. And she's like, I'm going to tell mom. I'm going to tell grandma. I'm going to tell great granny. I'm going to tell like their grandma. And she's like, no, how do I look at my outfit? She's like fucking ugly. Like that kind of little sister, right? And I'm like, oh, damn it. So instead of like being angry at it, I looked at her and I'm like, okay, if I was a mother and this was my child, I would smack this child so many fucking times throughout the day. I'd probably be sent to like many different facilities because of how much this shadow side talks shit to me. I'm like, what do you really want? She's like, you can do better. I'm like, okay, how? And the shit I've been seeing, and it's been narrowed down in this reading because of these repeated visions today. And they hadn't stopped. And they're like, just go tell them this. And I'm like, oh, God, no. So I'm supposed to be telling you this and having done those cards. And thank goodness. Oh, okay, good. Because I'm like, am I just rambling? I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you. Um, your shadow side, Jesus Christ. Your shadow side is your best friend who's really, really fucking honest with you. Your light side thinks your shadow side is ego and devil and needs to be removed because your light side is the fucking, please don't take this the wrong way. Your light side is the dumb bitch in high school who thinks she's ugly and just wants to help everybody and like bake everyone cupcakes, whether you're a boy or a girl. Your shadow side is the other side of you who's like that bitch, okay? Without them being together, it sounds like negative self-talk. With them getting along, like a brother-sister duo, or a, did you ever see the TV show in hi, did you ever see the TV show called Dharma and Greg? Dharma was insane, Greg was the accountant. So it's kind of like that. Dharma is your light side. Greg is your shadow side. Make them get along. Because if your shadow side's telling you, oh, you look ugly today, okay, what's the problem? This is wrong, that's wrong. Okay, what's the solution? Well, you could try that. Okay, thank you. Private dating girls. Oh, dang. Give me some private dancing chat girls. Can they like dance in my chat screen and be like, doo 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 doo? How do I remove this fucker? Let's put him in a timeout. You can stay chat, whatever that bump is. I wonder why I don't have a like remove from channel button. Anyway, just listen to your shadow side, okay? Put unity in them. Bring them together. Yeah, you don't need to kill a shadow side. It's like trying to kill think about it this way. Completely irrelevant to all this stuff. Yeah, your shadow side is your best friend, dude. Like it's your leather boot wearing like bitchy friend that you want to go everywhere with, and you're like, don't be crazy. And your shadow side's like, I've already been crazy. Sorry. So just be friends with it. Um, the other thing is having blind faith and hope in other people. I've been hearing the word Job a lot, and I don't know the full story, but apparently it was some like cosmic chess game that they got and the devil used Job for. And I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, that's bullshit. That's just bullshit. And then God can just delete memories. Does no one think that there's a problem with that? So before you go, and all of you, like, believe in God, absolutely, but recognize sometimes, first and foremost, you have to be your own home. And you have to have faith in yourself first. Because if God and the devil are having a contest and they can just delete memories and whisper into people's ears and change timelines and do all this shit, then God's a fucking child playing with your life, not someone you need to be trusting. What you need to trust is your own ability to survive their stupid fucking pissing contest and then punch him in the face and demand some answers. If I was Job, that's what I would have done. Like, how dare you play with my fucking life as if I'm a chess piece? Bye. Like, I don't want your kingdoms. I don't want your deserts. I don't want shit from you. And I don't want any of that crap from people who deem like one person's life as a fucking game. Rude. So, you guys being like, oh, we're going to marry Jesus. Rewind that. Because your shadow side has something to say about that too. And most of you don't want to listen to it. Think about it this way. And you know how much I love Jesus Christ, but you guys have a really false perception of Jesus Christ. You guys seem to think that Jesus Christ is an individual person who can exactly gold. Like, how dare any God think they can just manipulate your life and your memories and then force you to have blind faith in invisible dangling carrots that never arrive? And then they get to be called gods, but you get to be called the mortals who worship them while they're playing games with your lives. And if I was Job, that's what would keep me going. One day that I would be up there and be like, you know what? So tell me about this game. In an invisible man. Yeah, this whole Jesus thing, dude. Like, women, men, it's not okay for one person to multiply themselves into infinity and date everyone else on the planet while being everyone else on the planet. That's called narcissistic fucking insanity. And if anybody's going to tell me, you're going to marry Christ, excuse me, the guy who's like married to everybody and can wipe memories and can do all sorts of crazy shit, the omnipotent, omnipresent source of Son of God and all that. You want me to marry that guy who everybody's marrying? Can I just go to my own planet and live by myself? Please? Like, have some self respect. Please. Because if I came to you and said, yeah, I'm going to marry everybody in the world, and you're going to marry me too, and you're going to like it and shut up, and you're going to be an individual, but I'm going to marry you, and I'm going to be omnipresent, and I'm going to have everybody in the world. And whenever I'm with you, I'm also fucking everyone else in the world, and you don't even know. Get the fuck out of here! Fucking parasite. That's not Jesus Christ, dude. That is not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is a king of fucking compassion, the son of his mother and father, a kind man, not someone who's like, I'm going to fractal myself into eternity and date everybody. That's called legion, not Christ. We are legion, we are many. Right, Michael? It's fucking confusing. And a lot of people that are going through psychological bullshit are believing that the end all be all is being free of pain, being perfect physically and financially, and then having the perfect man being gifted to them with like a career and an empire and, you know, a million subscribers. And then what? What? Exactly, Gold. This entire reality, Michael, is fucking confusing. That's why me explaining this is even more confusing. Because how can it make sense? Oh, they took Amazons down because having a powerful woman who doesn't need a man other than to stay at home and tend to the fucking land in the house was too much. But lo and behold, the men are doing it to the women. So it's just ass backwards. You can't have matriarchy or patriarchy. Male and female have to become one person, and they have to have a physical body that they're allowed to choose, male or female, whenever they want. Otherwise, there's the whole fucking difference and split between who has more power. And subconsciously, everyone knows the woman has more power. The man is obsolete for the most part. My great grandfather was a priest too. And from from, yeah, Samaria, Mesopotamia, and all that. I'm actually technically Assyrian, born in Tehran, Iran. You can't find peaceful, Michael, because you're supposed to feel it. It's not a thing. It's something created in here. And it's not a feeling of like, oh, I'm so happy. No, it's just, you know how your shadow side says it is what it is. And people are like, oh, it's so depressing. It is what it is. But the depression is an energy. If it is what it is and you're happy instead, then that's peace. I'm by myself 24/7. I'm not lonely. I get horny. I get bored out of my fucking mind. But am I lonely? Never. And I've cried over the fact that I don't get lonely. Like, am I broken? Why am I not lonely? I'm at peace. There's no one I'm worried about cheating on me. There's no fucking people in my room, like in my apartment, fucking things up. There's no one talking shit. There's no one yelling, screaming, fighting. I have everything I need. And I'm really fun to be around. Who knew? You're Michael, look, buddy. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle them. Now, take your right hand, put your left hand like this. Hold your thumb. You guys can all do this, by the way. This is just going to reset your energy. Thank you, Gold. Hold your thumb like this. Breathe your fucking belly button. Okay, see the word peace in front of you. Like, just see it. If you can't see, pretend it's Braille, like the word peace. Hold your thumb. Now take your right hand, tap it on something. Just tap it. Keep breathing. Go like this. Now go like this. Just keep doing that. Whenever you're done, you're done. That thing you're in is just energy that's stuck. When you do this, you hold the circuit of your energy systems in. Nothing new comes in. What you're doing with this hand is tapping it out. Breathing into your belly button, you're going out. And then you're activating these little chakras here. Common sense. Okay? Gosh golly, Justin Bieber, it is dark in here. You're welcome, honey. What else do we got here? Oh, read me. I hope she's good. No problem, Michael. I've been around this planet a few thousand million fucking times. I know what you guys go through, and it fucking sucks. So these messages that come through me here for you guys, they might seem really, really like out there and stuff, but there's something I'm doing on a DNA level for you guys that takes usually about 3 days for it to work. Isis says it's Icean magic. I don't know what that word is, but it's like Isis magic. It's something unique to her. Where I see the DNA strand in the wings of Isis, and she shifts her feathers, and then the DNA shifts. And what I say to you is the woof, the whiff, the of her shifting that thing. So when it comes through me, shit just keeps shifting. Every day I fucking look different, and every day it's because she's back there doing something with her fucking wings. So the messages might not make that much sense to you guys, but usually within 3 days you kind of feel different, don't you? The world itself feels different. You guys probably see a lot of rainbows in places or sparkly diamond things. And I'm certain you guys see that DNA at a lot of places, or you've started seeing serpents in a really different way, and dragons, haven't you? So, in a way, the I told you a while ago. Maybe you weren't here back then. I don't know how you really do gold. I'm like A plus, honey, gold star. Um, I'm from. I guess I should tell you again since I'm not, you know, being ravaged through time and space right now. There's, you know how you guys are in the Kali Yuga. Well, there's another Kali Yuga and then another Kali Yuga. I'm from the end of the Kali Yuga, the third one, I think, from this one. So 1, 2, 3. And I've been around with God, the real Christ, the real Yahweh, the real Draco Dominusi, the real Aeons, since like Source went bloop, okay? Like I was sitting right there, not at the right hand side. I was on like this side because I remember seeing the two boys. And I was like, what the fuck? And then a bunch of stuff happens. So from the other ahead, that the other me is there, that other me, yeah, that other me is sending stuff back to this me, and this me is connected to ancient Egypt me, and ancient Egypt me is connected to some place where you guys call it Atlantis, but it's not, because Atlantis is right there, because we're there, and that isn't the middle world. That out there is the lower world. So if I can get you guys to whiff the wings of Isis, breath of air thing, into your Earth's DNA field, then what happens, in a way, since it's 3 clicks of the cosmic wheel ahead, the wheel breaks, but not in a bad way. It breaks from the, you're fine. It breaks from the wheel of good and bad. Because in those 2 Kali Yugas ahead, the concept of duality in 3 dimensions is non existent. These people now are the Neanderthals to the people I come from there. Okay? So if we can just kind of fast forward this in the way that we're doing it through me here, specifically here, because there's a very fine tuned frequency here. There's others in other places where you guys go and you get that tune up. But when you come here, it's kind of like, and then when you guys go back, it's kind of like, yep, I'm the ace. I'm like God's ace up God's sleeve. So when you guys are going through all this shit, like the real mother God, who Yahweh is her son, she's like, okay. And then it's like, boom. And for days, your world goes bonkers. So just go with it. That's why I keep telling you, it might not make sense, but it will. Keep drinking water, keep eating fruit, honey, roses, lights, music without lyrics. If you're angry, ask yourself why. If you think you're ugly, ask yourself why. If you're afraid of, physical things, if I can do it, so can you. Um, and really look at things. The real Jesus Christ isn't going to want you to marry infinite versions of himself. He would give you the gift of a true, unique individual for you. You know, you're not going to be tempted with like empires and contracts and stuff. They're going to be blessed to you. You don't have to sacrifice anything. You don't have to drink any blood. You don't have to sign any contracts. That was all removed 2,000 years ago for you guys. So just stop with all that bullshit. Your archetypes are half finished. They're not the full archetypes. You guys aren't getting new archetypes. You're starting to see the archetypes for what they are. Persephone was not a little bitch. She's a fucking warrior. Venus was not a hoity-toity little princess. She's a fucking goddess of war. Like, come on. And Jesus Christ isn't a, prissy little man or a hunky-dory, just, no, he's a fucking hermaphrodite, like his mother. Oh, that whole thing. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Um, really, take the victimization out of it, okay? I've been there. I've been in their experiments. I've been, you know. So I'm sorry, you killed a version of me? Hold on. BRB. Phoenix, hello. Hello. What the fuck? Like, do they really, really think? And then they scare people with what? Pain? Death? You sure you want to give me more pain? You see what I'm doing with what you're giving me, right? You want me to teach them how to do it too? Then lay off them. Or I will play the mama lion role. I'm just don't. Whenever you guys recognize the actual devil infected humans, the humans who think they're working for an evil, they are the evil. They're using an invisible being as a scapegoat to commit evil acts. Just keep swimming, honey. Just keep swimming. I'm telling you, they're going to be like, oh, we're going to give you all this. Oh, we're going to give you this hunky man where you're going to have Jesus, the perfect man. You're going to have the kingdom. You're going to rule the new world. You're going to be the fucking new tree of life. There's going to be a new earth. Why aren't we helping the old earth? Why aren't we fixing this world? Why are we like dumping it and then leaving? And then on top of it, all these people who are worshiping Gaia. Excuse me, can you guys worship the actual Gaia if you're going to do it? Because the Gaia you're on has ice all over her. What the fuck kind of a mother kills all life 6 months out of the year? The grieving kind. So quit playing this game of Mother Nature is so loving. Mother Nature will tear you apart atomically with temperature if she wants to. You breathe when she wants you to breathe. Look at it realistically. Mother Nature is a monster. Life gives way to death. It lets death take it. Death has no right to life. Life has no right to death. They are one and the same. They are choices of perception. So think about all of the stuff you do to yourselves that victimizes you while you give your power to a God who has yet to fucking show up tangibly, but shows up to you guys in your heads. And you guys give credit to that God. I want you to realize God is in here, not in here. So the God and the goddess is in here. Okay? So when you're hearing thoughts and you're like, my spirit guides are talking to me, those are not your spirit guides. Those are men and women using machinery or influencing you telepathically. Your spirit guides don't use language, even if it's the language of light. It does not sound like, that's not the language of light. This is the language of light. Do you comprehend? That's what we're supposed to do. But these people keep taking stars and they kill them. But you know what the difference is between me and the rest? I don't die. Sometimes I wish I could, but I just don't. And you know what else? Nature is everywhere. When God existed in the nothingness of nothing and said, let there be light, who was there to hear it? Where was that God? In the nothing. What is the nothing? The great womb. The voids in women and men are not empty spaces. They are where the feminine resides, and they refuse to see it. God, if it is a God, cannot be male or female. And if it said, let there be light, then it was somewhere that was dark, which means nature was there as well. Something was there to hear the vibrations and respond, and that is called nature, the Great Mother. In this reality you're experiencing, the Great Mother has gone fucking bonkers because the planet and the people on the planet are destroying each other, and the Great Mother can't just crush you guys off of it because she loves you. So she's screaming to the cosmos for help. And since I'm an aspect of Big Mama Gaia, in that place that I've already evolved and ascended to all these places, I've been hearing her cry from this side, and I'm like, what are they doing? And I come back here, and you guys are literally blowing holes into mountains and making bunkers and raping the planet. And then you guys are doing it to yourselves. The bluebirds, they're nice. Most of the species out there are absolutely kind. Even those you think are negative, like the reptilians and the Dracos. Let me tell you, I have never been so loved as I have been loved by the snakes. They are the kindest, the gentlest, the simplest, the purest, the most compassionate, the most angelic, the most fucking intelligent, heart-centered people in the world that I've ever met. But they are terrifying to look at. Terrifying. So they cover themselves in veils, in clothing, in robes. They hide their skin, they shapeshift because they're afraid to show you what they look like, because they're afraid of you knowing and being afraid of them. It's not easy. I've literally stood face to face with what you people call the Baphomet and Satan. And we hugged. It took me a minute. I had to stand there and go, okay. And then the offers were there. Join. Bow. I was there when the devil was made. You think I'm going to listen to you? You know more than my child. You guys are going to do it. But if you're waiting for someone to do it for you, you're going to be waiting for a while. If you're waiting for me to open some gates, you're going to be waiting for a while. Oh, she's really angry, especially since I'm here. Every day I feel the rage of what's the point? And every day I have to sit here and commune with fucking marijuana and sit here tuning into the fucking planet and sitting here and having a conversation with her and being like, okay, now what? What do you need, Gaia? And all she wants is connection. You know the Christmas spirit? You know how people are during Christmas? She wants everybody like that all the time. In her memory banks, in her Akash, they are some of the happiest memories the consciousness of Gaia has. When people are kind to each other, it helps her dream a better dream. When people notice her and they nourish her, when they plant flowers, when they help their neighbors, when they bake beautiful things and leave them in the windowsill and the birds come and eat them and they're like, oh no. You know, when little kids play freaking pranks on each other and she's looking up from the earth and she's just laughing. When grandmothers and grandchildren are laughing and playing together, puppies and kittens and birds and flowers and windowsills and shit. Like, Gaia wants life. You can express whatever you want, Michael. No one has to hear you for you to express it. The universe hears you all the time. The multiverse hears you. Hears your thoughts, your emotions. You're not alone. Gaia never not forgave you guys. Those of you that she didn't forgive, like, there are none. Because you guys are still all in existence and you're still, you know, in the underworld or purgatory or wherever you guys believe yourselves to be. If she didn't forgive you, you wouldn't be there. You'd be on a different planet. If you're somewhere where you're perceiving as Earth, then you're already forgiven, and God, Jesus, Gaia, they're all waiting for you to just be kind. Mm-hmm. Because you get to feel how hard it is to let go of that egotistical pride of wanting to be right. You get to feel that demiurgic like sting, like the Velcro off your chest, you know? When someone says, calm down, and you know, you're a woman walking down the street, some guy's whistling. Or you're a guy and your friend beats you for a promotion and you feel that nasty feeling of like, ugh. Or me with my ex who was, you know, the long con for 6 years and I thought he was my twin flame. Lo and behold, he was a fucking thief. So that injustice, when I finally learned it and I was like, it's energy. I can keep it and I can feel it all the time, but it's not solving anything, is it? So fuck it. And then that fuck it feeling, the old me that couldn't have the fuck it feeling had to die, which means I had to grieve for that version of me leaving. Because that version of me never got the justice they deserved. And that takes growth. Someone did something horrible and got away with it. And there's nothing I can do about it. But holding on to that grief destroys me. Learning to let it go kills me. What do I do? Just keep swimming. But What are you swimming with? You want to take that emotion with you? What would you rather have instead? More money, more marijuana, a healthier body, a friend, a puppy, a car, wings, sparkly earrings, contacts, that aren't dry on my eyes, better lighting in here, a bigger apartment. Do I want a lover? Sure, great. But can I have two? Because one is usually really annoying, and then I care about where they are. Usually with two, if they're missing, they're probably together, and I'm just not going to give a fuck anyway. Like, I'm sorry, you wanted me to be with one dude. You thought what? That I'm going to go marry Jesus, be the bride of Christ, one of infinity? Sorry, I'd rather be by myself, and if I have to be with somebody, I'll probably make them myself. Because in this universe, ruled by all this bullshit and deceit and copycats and memory alterations and people being unkind, not until we evolve a little bit. Until then, there's things to play with, respectfully. So, get some, you guys who are constantly like, where's my twin flame? Inside you. Where's my soulmate? I've been single and alone for an entire lifetime, 24/7. The only times I've had interactions were with traitors. If I'm on that spectrum and you're on the I want someone with me spectrum, in between is the what? Curiosity. If you're going through life and you're heterosexual and you're constantly complaining, why don't you stop complaining? Maybe you're fucking gay. Why don't you go be curious? If you're a homophobe and you're like, like my penis is probably bigger than yours and my waist is smaller than your wife's. Sorry. Do you find that attractive or repulsive? The repulsed part of you means you're actually turned on by it. The attracted part of you means you actually care emotionally for me. Energetic attraction. So why is your ego telling you that, negative words? Because it's pointing out that your consciousness needs evolution because it's translating energy into negative words. Get it? I could be telling you sugar, but you probably hear sugar is toxic and a poison. But I'm talking about actual crystal cane sugar from a plant or a crystal itself. Think about it. Do I look like a man or a woman to you? You know how many men in the world are like, oh, that's not a man. I technically have a penis. In your world, it means I'm a man, right? Now, can you imagine if I go out there and I say, hey, I'm a man, my name is Bob? Little girl, are you lost? Now, imagine if I go up to a guy and I'm like, yeah, I'm a female, and then we end up being intimate, and he's like, what's that? Did you want me to tell you I'm a man? What do you want me to tell you? I mean, if I have to live through this every day, no matter where I go, the grocery store, the gas station, being on the fucking internet, taking a picture, looking in the mirror, if I have to go through this ambiguous androgyny and be treated like shit by all genders, and then be isolated because nobody knows how to deal with me, or I'm too much, or I'm too high vibe, how do you think it feels for me to be on a planet where 8 billion people are thinking they're beneath me? Or they want to kill me, or steal from me, or copy me. Your problems must be so serious. Boo-hoo. You want to talk to me about death and rebirth? The underworld? Resurrection? Magic? No? You want to just kind of talk about your boy problems or your girl problems? They're you problems. They're how you view yourself. What if I go out there and I change my name to Kevin and I just stay looking like this? It would fuck with people, wouldn't it? But in the future, everyone's a fucking hermaphrodite, and the ones who are born one gender are actually genetically broken. And they're put into healing chambers to be healed back to a hermaphrodite state. Because it's a chromosome in the body that's broken. It changes it from a hermaphrodite to a male or a female. It is a perception in your mind that changes your shadow side to your ego that you gotta kill instead of your best friend. It is a false memory that changed your love of your life into your enemy. That's why you still grieve. It is the loss of someone in your life that causes you to miss them. The solution is their presence. If you cannot find their presence in the physical, then you are meant to find it in the etheric. Why aren't you? Because nobody else is. The Kardashians aren't? Boo-hoo. Maybe you're supposed to. All the Capricorns are a little tired, Michael. You guys have been carrying the weight of the Zodiac's common sense for as long as that absurd Zodiac was tilted. So, it is dark as fuck in here. I kind of like it. That all makes sense, right? Like you guys got what you need to out of it, and there's obviously layers of information. So I'm hoping you guys rewatch and re-listen with other senses. So one thing I'm supposed to tell you guys. You guys on your planetoid thing have a concept of like you break down energy healing into different categories like DNA work and Reiki and stuff. My videos that really help you, okay, the ones that are really, you can play them muted. Gold nose, okay? I've been telling you guys for years, if you go over some videos, even the ones where I'm really low vibrational in expression, if you go to those and mute them, and like just minimize it, right? You don't even have to listen to anything. Or just, if you do, like it doesn't matter. Something happens internally where whether it's a low vibration or a high vibration, it goes into your structure and it reweaves what needs to be rewoven. So if it's something like, you're hiding it way deep down inside, then my frequency is gonna go and be like, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? But then after a few days, you're like, oh look, that was down there. So treat them as Reiki videos, as whatever. Put them in the background. Let them just let that vibration kind of affect you. But for fuck's sake, drink water, eat fruit. If you're gonna eat meat while watching this channel, hold the meat, whatever you're eating, that's animal based, and remember what it looked like alive. And then thank you. Okay? Bakita. Hi, I like the name. In a different language, that means the girl I hugged, kind of. I don't think you guys know that language yet. What year is it? Is it really that year? 11, 22, 22, 42 degrees. Okay. I guess I'll get you one more card and then I'll go because I need to close these curtains and turn on the lights. You're very welcome, Gold Goddess. Thank you for being here and having, conversations. You too, Michael, everybody in chat. I didn't really even want to be doing this, but the more you guys are showing up, the more I'm like, okay. Lotus born. Again with her. Look, you guys. Okay, there's another meditation practice you're supposed to know. And this is confirmation that I'm supposed to tell you. Ugh. Okay, listen. Don't sit with your legs crossed. Sit with your legs open. Sit comfortably. Just sit, lean back. Put your hands anywhere, just face up is fine. Just be comfortable, okay? Shake your body if you need to. Listen to some music. Like squish your body if you need to. Just, okay? Now, I want you to imagine from your root a rose hip. And then just keep visualizing it open. And use this as a practice your entire life. Just a flower opening, okay? And when you get scared in life, when you get anxious in life, when you're filled with like whatever, imagine that flower opens completely and then each petal gives a sparkle. And then if you have like, if you want to visualize your chakras as like different flowers going up, each of them is giving a different sparkle. And then you're in a spotlight. Like all that sparkle is like layer and layer and layer and layer of sparkles. And then you're in a spotlight. Okay? Be careful who you share that with, Michael. There's some people in this world who are very, they can't take it from you, but you know those pointless problems that happen in life that you're just like, what the fuck was the point of that? It's kind of like that stuff. Like when you stub your toe, you know, people can cause nuisances, but anyway. Yeah, keep imagining that flower. You can imagine a lotus. Keep expanding that visualization. I don't care if you guys share it, just don't monetize it. Um, Everybody needs to be doing this. You have chakras in the back of you as well. Some of you have a really messed up energy system. The energy is supposed to go from the front back, down your spine, out your tailbone, your butthole. So if the I love you too. If your energy isn't doing that, like stand still and physically like move it back and then move it back down. Your kids, thank you, Michael. Um, if your kids are having a tantrum, if they're autistic, if they're mentally somehow unstable or special, gifted in some way, do that energy thing and push their palms. Tactical, sensory, sentient things, okay? Love. Smother them in love. Stop trying to fix them. Stop trying to change them. Stop trying to give them, just it's energy trying to contain itself in the body of a child. And it cannot express it outwards. So instead of trying to get the child to stop expressing it, be the motherly sponge that absorbs all that chaos and then gives us back his love. Okay? Be the mom. It's not that difficult. If you're a single father, be the mother. You have your testicles are ovaries. The only reason they're not ovaries is because one chromosome went from X to Y. That's it. And that chromosome was changed by physical tampering of the genetic structure of the Anthropos 10. Okay? Yeah, it can go that way too. It doesn't matter. But the Chinese medicine, you guys call it, actual way, is from the sacral. It goes from the sacral up, back, down the spine, out the tailbone, and then it's kind of like a torus donut on the side, and then there's a beam that goes in the middle. And once you start evolving that energy, it starts having the other side where it's like a nucleus, an atom, where it's one ring, and then it's like that ring, and then that ring, and then that. And then the heart stays in the center, and then this part is what people call the higher heart, and it starts to glow, kind of. You see how it looks like the collarbone is supposed to hold a gemstone or something here? That's where your chakra point is. Michael. Yeah, you just got to change it. Like the bowels themselves are supposed to be free most of the time of anything, and the food you put in there is supposed to be used up fully. So the waste material is supposed to go into the soil to nourish the soil, but you guys have a really weird way of doing things here. So to assist that, drink a lot of like juices and fruit. Really minimize the amount of meat you consume and processed stuff. Um, Definitely eat bread. Butter is good. Honey is great. Any fruits are good. Cheese is good. Um, if it's animal milk, you don't really want to do yeah. Cheese is milk is like really better if it's like right from the cow. But you can drink, almond milk, whatever. There's some good milks out there. Eggs are good. Any vegetables, lettuces, marijuana is supposed to be legal. I don't understand what the fuck's going on this planet. Um, in the summertime, in the springtime, you're supposed to eat herbs, fruits, berries. Summertime, you're supposed to be eating a whole bunch of everything. Wintertime, it's the harvesty things, the veggies, the rich foods, the cocos and all that stuff. And in the winter, you're supposed to be eating the things hiding in the earth. The potatoes, the yams, the rich things, the things you preserve. You're supposed to go with that cycle. I don't understand what you guys are doing, killing animals to eat them. Like, that's causing so many problems in your bowels. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh, thank you. You're a blessing too. Think about it this way: your chakras are designed by a higher intelligence that is innocent in what you perceive to be innocent, okay? Now, in that innocence, an expression of it, you guys are killing animals, eating them, and then shitting them out. And in between that, you guys are fucking for pleasure. It's very carnal, don't you think? And your higher self is very ethereal. So in between is the human mind, which gets fractured because there's cognitive dissonance in who you really are and how you're pretending to be on earth. So it's kind of, the root system gets messed up. you're not supposed to be eating animals. Fish is okay, but like killing a goat to eat it, killing a cow because it tastes like a hamburger. How do you even know that's cow you're eating? Oh my god. Like, you guys, if you ever go to Turkey, there are some places where you can sit there and eat fresh caught fish with fresh rice and like veggies that they cook right there. Oh my god. Man, I was poisoned so many times as a child. I have no idea. I've died so many fucking times because of what they poisoned me with, and they're like, "Oh, just eat it, just eat it. Oh, it's good for you, just eat it." It is upside down. There's a song by Michael something, Michael Qua something. It's called "Good and Evil," I think, or "Black Little Heart" or something like that, where he says that holy tree was planted upside down. What is that song? The holy tree was planted upside down. That's not it. Michael K. No, that's not it. I don't know what it is. Like what that song. It's Michael Kwa something. It's a very like African name. He's from Africa. And it's Michael Kwa something, KWA. So if you just YouTube it, it might show up. But the lyrics in the song say that holy tree was planted upside down. Oh, Love and Hate, I think, is a song. I think. I'll look for it later and I'll post it in the comments. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I had to move stuff. Curtains and the blinds. God dang it. There's some weirdo neighbors who are in the building, like on the other side. Their living room window faces my living room window. It weirds me out. Like, why are you looking all up in the house? Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. I think that's it. Oh, the holy tree. It's funny. Queen of the Earth. Someone said that to me a while ago. That I'm supposed to be the new Eve. But really, like, to be honest with you, as a normal person, or whatever normal is for me, I really wonder. Sometimes I just feel like I'm a little, I don't know. Like, none of this is just logical or real. And like, that doubt creeps up in me. I'm like, nah. But then, like, people actually say that I help with stuff. I'm like, wait, no, there's something going on, isn't there? So when you guys feel that doubt, yeah, it did. A lot of the goddesses got removed because they would make the men obsolete. So they turned a lot of the goddesses into men. Hence Aries. Aries isn't really a man. Oh, honey. The things I've done to get here. Things I have done to get here. The doors and the gates I have walked through and the things I have sacrificed. You have no idea. The world I came from, I had to, I had to tear a hole through time and space where I was. Literally. You guys have platforms here like Stonehenge and Stargates. Well, the place I was at was never supposed to be opened because if I walked through there, I would be like the living among the underworld. I would cause a terror in like time and space, and it wasn't supposed to, like, no one's supposed to do that. But a lot of shit happened in that world, and it was either okay, this is the last move. And in a Marvel movie, you guys have this thing of where Doctor Strange saw one solution out of like 14 billion or something. Well, three Kali Yugas ahead from now, this was the only option. So when I opened those, there were 7 seals for 7 different aspects of matter that was found by then, or 7 of greater amounts. I don't remember really, but it was 7 of something in what you guys call like places like Stonehenge, like ley line points. They're tapestry points, and they're I basically and went into the upside down because I had to go get somebody, and I was like, nope, nope, this can't happen. And I was like, whoop, back in there. Went into the underworld, like jumped right into the fucking lowest depths, and I was like, listen here, bitches. The worst possible outcome, we're avoiding it. So whatever we need to do, we need to do. So even by then, if I try to explain it to you, it's just not going to make sense. But you would get it. There was only one way, and I had to die. Like I had to not be in like that world, and that timeline had to go. And yeah, nobody wanted to fucking do it. They're like, no, there's hope, and I'm like, so like if you go in there, we can't bring you back. And I'm like, it was much more dramatic than that. Um, there were a lot of people involved, and the environment around that place, from what I was seeing. I mean, the last thing I remember seeing is, you know how ashes float in the air and they like crisp up in the air and they burn, and it's like they twist in the air as they burn. It was like reality from the ground up, and the up down was just crisping and falling apart, and then it was nothing, and all I could hear was that sound of and then it all stopped. Yeah, like I had to keep falling over and over and over and over and over to get to the root. So now that I'm here, we really do. We really do. Like, I gave up everything. I gave up a timeline. I gave up my children, my family, my husband. Well, technically, I came here to get his ass back because Apparently, we're supposed to do shit together, and if I keep doing it by myself, then shit gets really screwy later. Because I get really screwy later. Um, and by really screwy, I mean, you know how you guys are like, oh, the sun is dying. The sun doesn't die, it just stops trying. So I had to go and be like, what's the problem? There's something missing. And in all those timelines, it wasn't going to be fixed. So I had to come back here. And I had to go through all that shit. It's fucked up. So I'm telling you guys, like, please listen, there's a better way. And if you just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Like, there's a reason why nobody knows what's going to happen. You know how people are like, oh, we can't see what's happening in the future. Sorry. I kind of broke the wheel and the tapestry because it was rigged. It was absolutely rigged. You don't have to save anybody. That's the thing. God saves people, the great mother, the universe. If people stopped trying to save each other and actually help each other, we'd get along. But people keep trying to save each other. They keep trying to form kingdoms and cities and countries and, all these different planets and empires and rulerships. And it's like, no, no. And people are like, oh, what do you need? What can we give you? Do you want your own continent? And I'm like, I just want like $2,000 a month so I can go out and have fun. Fix my body up. Because apparently in this world, everything is so slowed. Even instant manifestation is slow motion. They're growing back, but it's fucking slow. So I'd like to be able to eat an apple. So just pretty please. Christmas spirit. Nope. That's another thing. I lost my daughter too. And two of my boys. You'll get there, don't worry. It's slow motion here, but you'll get there. And the children, it's the pain and the gift of a true mother to let that go. Otherwise, we become the monsters. I had to let them all go. I atomically fucking disintegrated. And they don't even exist anymore. So you don't want her back in your womb. You want her back in your arms. There's a difference. I'm gonna go. Enjoy food. Food is wonderful. Enjoy it. Eat all the good stuff. Eat all the candy. Eat all the chocolate. Eat all the ice cream. Kiss all the men you find attractive or the women consensually. And wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. And be who you are. And if they show up and say, Jesus is coming to love you, be like, no thanks. Because it's not Jesus. If Jesus is coming to love you, he doesn't need an invitation. He's already in you. Because he's a part of you. He's the Son of God. If it needs an invitation, it's probably a vampire. So I'm going to go. Be good to your children. Be good to yourselves. I love you too, darling. And please, if you're not happy, just fucking don't be happy. Stop trying to be happy. These past few days, I've been feeling so heavy, and I'm like, oh, I gotta feel better. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking wallow in this. And I sat there, like, literally clicking refresh and the home button on YouTube for like an hour, for days and hours. And then I'd get up and I'd go drink something and I'd come back and I'm like, is there anything to watch? Is there anything to do? What the fuck? And then I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't so bad. So if you're not happy, don't be happy. But don't waste your time being not happy. Do something. Even if it pisses you off, do an angry dance. If you're crying, go lay on the bed and just cry dramatically. Like, let it all out. If you're, obsessing over cleaning and you just can't stop cleaning and doing the Virgo thing, put on a fucking apron and put some 60s music on and just go with it. Like, stop fighting the energy. Remember in the beginning of the reading, never not broken? Okay, guess I'm never not broken. Whatever, bro. Like, oh, guess I'm gonna be sad for a little bit. Boo hoo. Oh, guess I'm gonna be hungry or horny for a little bit. Boo hoo. Guess I'm gonna wanna clean the fucking bathroom again 3 times a week. Why? God help my brooms and my fucking napkins and paper towels and spray cleaners, man. I'm like, clean, 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 clean. Sometimes I think I make things dirty just to clean them because I get bored. Anger issues are really solved by painting. Take a note out of Frida Kahlo's page. Painting that grief out of you helps, doesn't it? My lifetime seem like dreams. I miss my monkey. I'm gonna go. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good whatever. It's November 22nd. My birthday's on the 23rd. If you love me and it's legal, please send me marijuana or money. Because your girl needs some marijuana and this world apparently charges money for it too. So, yeah. Oh, I wholeheartedly admit I have been the least responsible person in regards to finances. You want to know why? Because I've pretty much been dead my entire life, being forced to live for other people's benefits. So I really haven't seen much of a fucking point to go work at McDonald's, especially when they fucking tried to rape me every time I left the house. So any help you could send my way would be great because me trying to manifest shit over here, bruh, bruh. Do you realize how many fucking secret organizations, societies, and gods and goddesses and fucking filters I have to go through to manifest anything? Because of how afraid of me and my essence these people are. They're like, we can't allow you to have too much light. The world can't handle it. We have to contain this. We have to let it out in certain bits and pieces. We need to channel it through all these other people. And I'm like, at least give me a fucking house and some marijuana that I can grow myself, man. At least give me some fucking money so I can walk to the beach and get myself an iced coffee. Like, I get it. I get it. Too high vibrational. I have to be in bite sized pieces. But can a bitch live? Can I have more than one room? Can I have some shoes I fucking like wearing? Can I have some clothes I don't have to tear up and like remold myself? Can I get some medical attention? Do you guys not have doctors who know how to deal with human physiology with a twin soul in it? Like, what the fuck? And I'm supposed to constantly deal with this shit while being siphoned and drained and copied, and all these people make money off of me? Enough is enough. If I'm the fucking high priestess and I'm the fucking star, then where are my gifts? And then asking for them what? I'm supposed to feel like I'm being arrogant or confident? I'm sorry, you guys get paychecks. I'm not allowed to work. So if I have a community or a god or a goddess, team of goddesses, or even a team of handlers, they're not doing their job to support me in the physical world. So I don't know what else to do because I'm not allowed to do it myself. I'm just not. As you've seen, for half a decade of me being on this internet service at all sorts of frequency scales. I'm telling you, they don't give a fuck about what they're doing. They're just like, oh, we're just handling a goddess. Like, hi, I need food, medical attention, clothing, comfortable furniture, transportation. Like, a friend, can I get a dog that's not a rat? Can I get a cat that's not a bitch? Like, can I get any compassion for having to give that cat and rat away? You know, I've been working all these years. Do I ever get a paycheck? They get a paycheck off of what they steal and copy. Why don't I? I'm not even asking. Yeah, I'm not even like, we're not even asking for more than like what, a few $1,000s a month? Like, Theodore, the dog I had, I called him my little rat or my little teddy bear. Because when I got him, he was like this big. Then my neighbor, when I took him outside for his first walk, he's like, "Oh, you found a rat." And I was like, "Oh, yep, he's my little rat." And then I gave him to my niece because I was forewarned that I was dying. So the version of me that had that cat, Lily, and Tux, that version of me was informed that it was going to be passing on, like dying and being reborn. So it was on October 28th where I gave them to my sister. My sister took Lily to a place called Safe Harbor in Wisconsin, and I gave my Tux to my niece for a puppy, so at least he can be with her for her entire life. You know, for his entire life. Nobody was like, "Hey, are you okay?" You know, he just gave away 2 pets at once. It sucked. Hey, Jasmine. So I'm telling you, don't wait for people to show you compassion or stuff. Give it to yourself. I am. Thank you. I hope you are too. And yeah, I don't know if I'll have the answer for you, but you can ask. I'm about to get out of here though. What's your question, honey bunch? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And I'm going to ask you a question. I'm just going to ask you a question. I'm not giving you the answer because you're not paying me to give you an answer. I'm going to help you figure your own answer out. Are you ready to sit in a car by yourself and have either the police chase you or to move out of the way of a fire truck? Yeah, energy harvesting is not okay. Are you okay being chased by the police or moving out of the way of a fire truck, Jasmine? Are you okay with having to drive people around and do favors for them without complaining? Then there you go. The car isn't for you. It's to help you be of service to your family and to your unity. So utilize it properly. But you guys don't need to ask people like me those questions. You already know the answer to it. You just want confirmation. You already have a confirmation too, so don't waste your time. Okay. I love you guys. Silver Goddess, is that what I'm called now? I don't mind it. kind of like it. No problem, Jasmine. Nice to meet you too. And whenever you guys get stuck with these questions where you feel like you need somebody else to answer you, there's a trick you guys can do. It's very subconscious and easy. You just look into a mirror, find your pupil, not your iris, the black part in your eye. And you look into that and you ask yourself the question. And usually your left eye is going to give you a snarky response. Or your body will do something really weird. So, like, usually you can do body dowsing. Everybody can do this, and you guys don't even notice you're doing it. If you stand up and make sure you don't fall. Oh, it does. God made you guys, mother and father made you guys perfect. You don't need anything or anyone. I don't understand what the fuck's wrong with this world. So if you're standing there and you say, my name is so and so, if you fall back, if you fall forward, try it for yourself. That way you can tell which version of you energetically a lie feels like. So if you're looking in your eye and your right eye and your left eye are doing two different things, you're lying to yourself. If you're standing there and you're like wobbling back and falling back, you're probably trying to keep yourself back from something. If you're leaning into something, what does that mean? You want more of it. Or you're trying to get to something. It's not that difficult. Simplify it. And when you think it's simple, simplify it even more. When you think it's simple, simplify it even more. Because you guys have been running on a state of fucking fear. Like, fear. You guys were afraid of God punishing you in lakes of fire and like decapitating you and reptiles eating you guys and people raping and like death and dying, and you guys think common sense is something that's common to you. If you're in fight or flight as a species, what kind of logic do you have? You guys wear masks when you leave your door. There is no common sense in a species that covers its face and breathing apparatus as it exits its habitat. Recognize yourselves, not what goddess or god you were or what your special gift is. No, recognize how you feel. What feels stupid? Why are you denying that? I mean, really, if I'm going to be the Queen of Swords, I don't need to be the Queen of Swords to you in a breaking you down kind of way, right? We tried that, didn't work. You guys thought I was yelling at you, but I was channeling the energy back at you guys of what you're doing to yourselves. But you guys can't see that that's what you're doing to yourselves because you can't see that that's what you guys are. So it's kind of like, okay, if I do it this way, is this going to work? No. So if I let them do it, is that going to work? No. Okay, flip it all the way around. You guys do it. So call bullshit on yourselves. How are you going to do that? Oh, right. You have to recognize the devil inside you is trying to help you. And the angel inside you is trying to keep you naive and innocent because it wants to protect it. But that innocent, naive thing is what's being insulted by the devil in you. And then the human side of you is like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to go drink a bottle of wine and fuck it all out of me. Do you see? You guys know better. You guys know better. If you were all children in grade school and you guys were all doing this to each other, wouldn't there be one, like, if you guys were in preschool in a playground doing this to each other, there'd be somebody who's like in first grade who'd be like, are you guys done? The big kids want the playground now. And that would knock some sense into the preschoolers, right? The kindergartners who were like, oh, wait a minute, I thought we were the college seniors. Nope. Like, go way back, you guys. Go way back. Way back to the basics. Way back to the beginning. Because what you guys don't notice is ever since the internet was released, you guys kind of stopped forgetting to be human. Because you think people aren't people. You don't sense compassion. You don't sense the emotional bond like most of you used to when you were kids in high school and grade school, making friends with kids in the playground, passing notes to each other in, school, having crushes and daydreaming about stuff and doodling and making drawings, having parents that loved you, grandparents, Christmas dinners. You guys got into the age where you started having sex and then you guys fucking forgot what it's like to be happy because you cared about what the fucking other person you were fucking was doing. Fuck 'em. And I don't mean literally. Because you guys put a lot of fucking value on sharing sexual energy with other people when you can have the same result minus a few nervous ending sexual sensory expressions like someone else's saliva on your body. And you guys disregard your integrity and what you know for someone else's genitals. Ew. So when you guys get to that age of puberty and you start thinking down there, this doesn't develop until 25 or so when the frontal cortex is fully formed. But in between that is this, the heart. Being forced to eat meat, be betrayed, lied to, cheated on, to lie, to steal, to cheat, all the stuff you do around high school. So then the heart gets corrupted and all the attention goes into the root chakra. Then by the time you're 25 to 30, your brain develops more and you're like, wait a minute. Oh no, therapy, shadow work, medication, addictions, fake marriages. And then if you get to around 35, 40 and you're like, oh, wasted my life. Ooh, it's over. Right? And then by the time you're 50, you guys toss each other in retirement homes because you've just caused so much fucking problems in your own lives, you have no idea how to fix it. So you give up, you discard the body, and you start over. It's a baby. And then you get to puberty again and you do it all over again. Is that sexual tinkle on your pickle or in your taco worth you, yourself as an individual, whoever you are, perpetually thinking you're not good enough? You can have an orgasm by yourself, but you're letting your heart break over what? John Smith and Pocahontas? Why? It's just a dick. What's a penis? An enlarged clitoris due to a broken chromosome that was genetically tampered with specifically for the Anthropos 10. Men are hot, so are women. But if you're ruled by sex, you're not going to see the common sense point of life. If you're ruled by money, you're not going to see the beauty of anything. If you're denying money, if you're denying sex, you're not living. If you're lost in one emotion, the time you're spending in that emotion is time you could have been spending in another. And then that energy gets turned into matter in your body. Hence, disease or beauty. What energy are you holding in your body? Beauty or disease? And what's disease? Not being comfortable, at ease. It's dis-ease. I love you. That's a lot of information for you guys. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Good. You got a lot of blossoms blooming. That's fun. Do I? Honey, I have no idea what you guys see. I have no idea what I even see because I have two I have two inside me. An actual like heterosexual male and a heterosexual female. And if I was going to give you depictions in your storybooks, I think it's like Isis and Osiris, or um, I don't want to say Hades because you guys have a weird image of Hades, but it's like Mary Magdalene and Jesus, or Persephone and like Gabriel, the archangel Gabriel. It's like two opposing forces on the same vibration. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but usually it's like one's on one side, one's on the other, and it shows on my face. So what Isis has been doing, or the energies of Isis, kind of, I don't know how you guys describe it. That process is kind of putting two in one, but at the same time, something else is being done too, and I'm unaware of it. So I can't see what you guys see. What I see is shape shifting in slow motion, while the end result is constantly being pushed farther and farther and farther away. And every time I'm seeing what I'm seeing, it's just not my face. Like, it's not my face, it's not my body, it's not my hair color. I cannot be attached to it. And when I look in the mirror, I don't see my own eyes, and that's like a whole fucking crazy mind fuck to me, because I remember what I looked like before I opened those gates and I walked through. Now I look like this, and there's two of me in here, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm aware, because of the gifts I have, of the weird, like, looping that's happening in time and space. It's like being sculpted or woven. I feel pink. I feel like pink lightning. I don't know what else to explain it. I make no sense to me. I'm glad you guys can see it, because I've genuinely been feeling like I'm in a mental hospital and I'm going crazy. And then I'm like, nope, nope, nope. It's funny that you say that, Gold Goddess. In one of the dreams I was having earlier, and I didn't think I'm supposed to talk about this, but I was talking to some guy, and he was saying something, and I don't remember what it was. And then suddenly, in the background of the dream, there was an explosion, but it was buildings exploding in purple plasma, lava, fiery water, and then there was like lightning going through them, but the lightning was pink. Yeah, and they're like, oh, there's only certain amounts of types of matter and stuff. Like, nope, there's more. That's why there's 7 chakra systems. There's at least 7 forms. You guys don't like 7 forms of energy. 7. Plasma is a thing. Like, it's a thing that is a part of your body. An energy source. It's what happens when you combine fire and water. But then you got to combine air and earth, and then you also have to combine fire and earth and air and water. Air and water usually becomes the icy bitch. Earth and fire usually becomes the self-destructive relationship. Fire and water becomes the steamy, passionate, tragic love story. You got to combine them. You got to balance them out. And at every axis point, it's choosing the self. And it brings a harmony of the elements, and then you get the Christed form of the 5-pointed star, which is the 5 elements combined. But later you get 2 more points, which creates the star of Venus. So learn your quantum physics. It's easy. hmm There's at least 7 forms that each and every one of you has. Each of them is tied to your chakra, a chakra system. And each of them is a different form of personality, vibration, expression. Okay? Hi, Info. There's so many of you I haven't seen in here before. I've seen Gold Goddess in here before. What? My contacts are getting dry again. I should hope so, Jasmine. Thank you, Info. I did it all myself. Except, well, my downstairs neighbor helped me with that couch and that little chair I'm sitting on. And Aza, a subscriber, sent me this. I hope Aza is doing good. I haven't seen her comments in so long. Oh, okay. The handlers are at it again. I don't know if you can hear it. One moment. Do you hear it? They're like clickety clacketing, like little bugs scurrying. Info, that is completely up to you. There is no fucking way I can tell you what you want to experience. Well, I mean, I can tell you what you want to experience. I can see your possibilities. But which one you're going to choose, that's up to you, honey. If you want to, you can. Um, Personally, to me, if it was offered to me in New Zealand, take it. Go. Like, New Zealand's fucking beautiful. Why wouldn't you go there? But will you be able to? That's all up to you and your God. There's no card reader anywhere that can decide that for you. And if they do, they're scamming you. You too, Jasmine, and happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And you guys, my birthday, 42 fucking years, you guys. 42 fucking rotations of that giant ball of fucking light in the sky. And I have bitched and moaned and complained and kicked ass every single fucking day. You want me to die and stay dead? How dare you, you fucking ball of light. Get your ass down here. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna go. I will probably be not here for my birthday this weekend, but I will be doing something before. Thank you. I don't want to do a weird like answer questions for you thing because you guys should be able to answer your own questions. But I don't know. Maybe we'll just do another ridiculous long live stream and we just hang out. But I'm thinking I'm going to see. It's gonna sound so weird because my parents. I hope so. Because if I didn't, then I wasn't in my own shoes or feet, was I? Like, sorry, I see right through your fake Jesus because I know the real Jesus. I see through your fake gods because I know the real ones. So you guys, the ones lying to each other, you're not allowed to lie to each other while I'm here. So sorry. It is timeless. It's all the now, and what you're experiencing now is temporal displacement. I think you call it a temporal loop. but it's kind of like a temporary stasis. Remember, temp means time. Temporary means temporary experience of time. So you're just experiencing it in slow motion. It's actually not slow motion. Mm-hmm. Temp, oh, rare. The rare moment in time. Hello. Like, you guys, it's been right in front of your faces all this time. So, since I've pretty much called out your Antichrist, because he keeps offering to play but doesn't play, so I've called his ass out. You're not, honey, don't worry about leaving this galaxy. This galaxy is taking everybody with it to another place. That's way better than this, because as soon as you guys start doing the Christmas spirit thing every day, you're going to notice this galaxy, this place you're at, is the new Earth. And that the new Earth they were promising you is a temporal loop. Gaia needs you, not new Gaia. New Gaia, new Earth, empath Earth is the same place as this. It's just all of you guys get to feel connected like a giant grid along the planet. You know, starseeds connecting, and then in between are the mortals and regular people. And then everybody radiates all this ridiculous love, and the planet illuminates like a fucking star, ascends in vibration. All the lower vibratory people gets fizzled away like Scarlet Witch dusting them out of time. And the earth becomes a paradise. All because people chose to stop fighting and instead just be kind. It's literally the simplest thing you can do and the easiest thing you can do, and you can do it right now. Go donate to somebody. Go give a gift to somebody. Go wrap a present and make something with your inner child for yourself to find later. Go feed the birds. Go feed bunnies. You guys have extra veggies? Go put food outside for the bunnies. It's getting cold, you know, up in the northern hemisphere. You got neighbors who are kids, like, ask their parents if it's okay to like bake them something, or you know, offer your friends and family you can babysit their dogs or something. You know, be of service. It doesn't mean service to self is bad. You need service to self, otherwise you're a martyr. So yeah, I gotta go. The the um the guy who thinks he's my boss is getting snarky with me. I swear to God, they even had to defang me so I wouldn't bite them. I love you guys. I will. What day is today? Are we still here? Yes, calm down. Okay. Tuesday. Okay, tomorrow is Wednesday, the 23rd. Did they do this to you too, Gold Goddess? I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry. I like they defanged me, bro. I was like, and they're like, "Come here, bitch, to eat some EMF," and I'm like, "Shit." EMF works on this planet, and they're like, "Eat it," and I'm like, "Fuck." You know what I did? I started eating their EMF. Trick to you, Gold Goddess. Do you hear me? When they send you that shit, eat it, bite it, and devour it. Get fucking collie on it. You want to hit me with EMF? Motherfucker. You can file my fangs down all you want, motherfucker. I'll regrow them. I will regrow them even in slow motion. mess with me. I came here not to be a doormat. I came here to blind you with some common sense and maybe a little bit of shimmy shimmy. So we'll see. I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. They tried to they were doing sexual things with me. And I noticed what they were trying to do a few years ago because I knew they were getting some information on me so they can use to blackmail me later when I'm like famous in this fucking world. Bro, you should have seen the fucking show I gave them. I was like, you want to use, like, I knew in the back of my mind my high priestess mode went. And I was like, oh, Aphrodite, I need you, honey. So if that information ever comes out in the world, let me see. I was good, wasn't I? I thought you were going to embarrass me. I'm sorry. Do you want me to show you my tits again? Or should I leave one hanging out like I did in the other life? Yeah, I'm that Mesopotamian bitch. I will kick your ass with a titty hanging out and a giant lion by my side. You're fucking EMF and defanging me and your fucking magnetic bullshit and your memories. Ugh! Amateurs. Gold goddess kick their ass, okay? And if they get feisty with you, just come over and be like, hey, help. And I'll be like, got you, sis. I got you. I got you. Don't worry. They can't kill what can't be killed. Chaos itself, honey bunny. You can't have shit without me. So sorry. And no, I'm not arrogant. I just know my place in the pantheon of gods. You can't have shit without water, can you? You can't have anything without nature, can you? And you can't have anything without the Christed light, can you? So, instead of picking on me and my goddess sisters, how about I get into the front lines and I fight? I mean, I don't die. I don't feel pain. And any kind of trauma you infect me with, I use it to. So, if you guys are going to keep picking on people, you're going to have to start dealing with me first. Because I don't know what you guys do in this world, but you seem to form cliques. So I hereby dub myself the Queen of the Amazons of the New World, the Matriarch, the Creatrix, the Matriatrix. So, of course they do. They have a program called Alice, darling. It's called All Life is Cosmic Energy. They utilize it to look through different timelines and potentials. They see the links of the humans in this world that are connected to the goddesses in the other world, and they corrupt the human bodies of those goddesses here. Hence why when Gaia was like, SOS! And I mean, Isis and all of us over there in that other timeline were like, what the fuck? And then we saw the little brown-eyed boy I used to be being harassed. So we all kind of came back and we're like, fuck this. But they came back at other points and the shit didn't really work. Which is why I had to go and wait till that other Kali Yuga. I think it was back towards Sagittarius or Capricorn. No, whatever. Don't let them make you think you're powerless. They had to go through time and space and cause toxins through the genetic structure of our family trees to damage our expressions in this world as Amazonian and high priestesses and goddesses, Greek or otherwise. Okay? They knew. This is why I'm one of the first and last because I had to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And then right at the last minute, at like 0.1 second, I was like, and we're back here. You have no idea the amount of planets they have destroyed and caused temporal fucking cataclysms with their time-altering bullshit. Okay? So just don't. Don't let them do shit. Ugh. Yeah, I can't tell you too much about that stuff. I really genuinely can't. Those of you who know about quantum entanglement, thank you, Rebecca. Hi. Those of you who know about quantum entanglement, you know that if I tell you things from a different reality that isn't in existence or is, a part of that would manifest in your reality. So, I can't tell you too much, but what I can tell you is what's already here in front of you that you're not seeing. The powers that be are not the powers that are. The organizations that you think are not what they're not doing what you think they're doing. If you think they're the enemy, they're not. If you know that the enemy exists, there's a deeper enemy. If you think you have allies, they're probably not all allies. Because you're going to be shown in more movies down the timeline called A Secret Invasion. Okay? And and later you're going to have the Avengers versus X-Men, subconscious external reflection. By then it means the gods and goddesses will have actually been like, bloop. So like fully embodied. I know. One of the last ones in those timelines that sent a message. It was a poem of the last druid, and the last cry, I think it was called. Something about there was two messages. One of them was from a priestess of Avalon, and the other one was a druid that waited for their previous Christ to help them. And it was a poem about how the druid waited till the last tree died and their Christ never came to help them. And the priestess's message was that there has to be one last note of glory for Avalon. And it was put into a movie in the 90s. And the wavelength of that movie echoed through eternity. And when the goddesses, as you call them, and the Amazons and those timelines heard that, boop, we got to come back here. As these other people, they were like sending one timeline out, but underneath it, they were doing something else so they could do this. I don't give a fuck about the handlers. And they know. And I mean that respectfully, because most of them, they're doing us a favor. And the other ones are afraid, because if there ever comes a point where a goddess is truly in danger, everyone around the goddess, their will breaks and they become subservient to the goddess instantly. So if you're ever afraid and you do consider yourself a goddess, recognize you're only allowing yourself to feel that fear because it's fun. Because otherwise you'd have those men on their knees with their weapons at their feet. Remember, because you Amazons and you goddesses need to fucking snap out of it. You've been stigmatized. So snap out of it. And I'm here, and for the rest of eternity, I'm apparently going to be known as the first Amazon of the New Age or some shit. They had to save death from me. Really, really. So, not a problem. Hmm. So don't worry. I'm gonna be here for a few millennia, and no more fucking with my sisters or my sons, because just because I'm an Amazon, okay, does not mean that men aren't loved. It does not mean matriarchy. There's no word for it in your world yet. Closest word is unity. So the men in the world that is supposed to be, they know that the woman, including the hermaphrodite and the transgender and the homosexual, male or female, are closer to the divine expression of source than an actual heterosexual male. So when that male recognizes who they are as a heterosexual male, what role they take is that of a guardian, a warden, a anchor, a lighthouse, a a tantric partner for the oracle, a a person who takes care of the home, the nourishing, the imagination, the creation, the force of movement. The women are the warriors. The women are the leaders. The women are the ones who make the decisions. The women are the ones who go to work and come back. But the men, they are the seed. They are the sea men. They are the ones who fertilize the soil. That means the goddess, the woman, the mother must lay the seeds and go the fuck about her business like a lioness. And the lion sits with the cubs in the fucking savannah, raising the garden and the crops and building a home and the structure and the fence and the boundaries and the anchor and the and the relief to the goddess and the peace to the wife and the mother. That's a man's job. So if a woman is not supported by a man in that way, it's kind of like the right side of the brain not supporting the left side. You can't have a right hand, left hand thing. Both have to work together. And if a man is pretending that he's in charge, he's thinking he's like a woman. The woman is the analytical. The woman is the logical. The woman is the warrior. Hence why Amazons are women warriors. And the men are Spartans. They spar while they tan. Like, they can't think right. They cannot create life. They can't think right. They cannot lead because their brain doesn't work right. It's not their fault. So women aren't supposed to be like matriarch. No, you're supposed to be mother. You're supposed to be creatrix. You're supposed to be maiden. You're supposed to be crone. You know, taking care of the wise ones, the leaders, the healers, the shamanesses, even like gay and lesbian people. You have that in between fluidity where you can be massage therapists and psychiatrists and help children and doctors and plants because you have that fluid energy where sexual energy flows through you in both ways. But if sexual energy only flows in the body one way, the body's broken. It doesn't function right. Think about it. If your water faucet only turns water hot, not cold, you're broken. If a man is only straight and not bisexual, his energy centers are broken. It's fucking physics. Sorry. So you can't put men like that in leadership. It doesn't work. Those handlers are helping you. Look at what they've helped me accomplish. We're supposed to be fluid beings. Yes, you can have a preference of who you want to put your head next to at night in regards to for the rest of your life, whether you want to marry man or woman. But energetically, you're supposed to see beauty and love and give love consensually, sacredly, to either expression of source. Not just pick one and say the other one's broken and must be killed. They don't get a chance to let us. What they're doing, oh, this fucking twat waffle again. Did it get removed? Fucking go away. Eliza, your AI algorithms are not working accurately, darling. You might want to check your fucking code. Um, Gold Goddess, listen, you got to get yourself out of that victim mentality. These handlers are there to help you. If they weren't there, your energy would be completely chaotic and you would be all over the place in the world. What they do is they hold us in place until we can anchor in our light accurately and then they back away. Don't let them make you think they control you. You hired them. I'm going to go. Remember your sovereignty. Don't let a man take it. Don't give it to a woman. Don't give it to a god. God gave it to you. And you guys are not victims. You've only allowed yourself to feel the victim vibration so that you can learn from it. Whether you believe it or not, keep doing it and making yourself believe that you have power. Because these people, think about it. If emotions are energy, do you really think if you or anyone gets to a point of real fucking anger or fear for survival, that any of these handlers, organizations, or corporations would survive a single focused mental and emotional release of creative force towards them? Do you think they would survive that? You know how in those movies people are like, oh, and they scream and then like the ground echoes? Can you even imagine if a goddess screams and wants people to just get the fuck away from her? Because your handlers are handling you well, honey. They're doing their job. Hence why when I stopped fighting my handlers and when I stopped fighting the nutties, the Illuminati and all those other organizations, I stopped fighting them and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. How is this benefiting me? And I was like, oh, okay. 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 I mean, my fucking handler used to drive me to the grocery store. He gave me a back rub. He bought me ice cream. It was really good ice cream. But do they let me go to work? No. Do I get to leave the house? No. Do I get to like have friends come over or anything? No. But if I'm like really in fucking trouble or in danger, do you know what happens? They pop out like as if they're right around the corner. They're like, "What's wrong? What do you need? Are you okay?" If I go outside and they're stalking me or following me, I can sit there and be like, "I'm being stalked and harassed," or I can look at it and be like, "I have a bunch of fucking secret bodyguards." Think about it. Get rid of that victim mentality and look at how much of a favor they're doing us. We are literal goddesses incarnated in human tree timelines, and these people are keeping us safe from our own power and those in the world who want to take it from us. Not that they can, but you know what I mean, right? Hi, Roslyn. That's a beautiful name. Okay. Um, 2 hours and 40 minutes. I might actually not be back tomorrow to make a video, but I might. I don't know. We'll see what Isis and Ishtar want to say. And Inanna. But you guys broke up the same goddess in a lot of different ways. You guys know that, right? Like Venus, Ishtar, Inanna, they're kind of the same person. And Isis and Ishtar and Inanna, they're kind of the same person. And Gaia and Lucifer and Ishtar and Inanna and Isis and Mary Magdalene and me, they're kind of the same person. So you guys talking about new archetypes and timelines colliding. Hi, recognize me yet? Or do I need brown hair, a titty hanging out, a lion by my side, and giant peacock wings? Do you want me to poke one out? I was the first Amazon last time too. And God's bratty daughter. So you're not a victim. You guys are powerful creator beings. If you're feeling an energy, feel it, transmute it. Transmutation is easy. You just change what you're feeling and what you're thinking. It's easier said than done, but it's easy once you get the hang of it. Those of you who have handlers, they're helping you. Those of you being gang stalked, grow some fucking balls. Stop being a victim. You're actually being protected and toughened up. Those of you not allowed to work or do any of that stuff, it's because you're supposed to ask for help and create. Okay? Learn who you are. And those guys again? Bro, there's a group of you? Yeah. There's aspects of all the goddesses and everybody, but there are incarnations of those actual goddesses, like specific. Okay? But yes, we're all connected. But there's a certain, like, you carry a certain vibration, I carry a certain one, and in these storybooks, we're certain people. But be careful, because what they want you to think that these goddesses are is incomplete. You know what I mean? It's broken archetypes. It's kind of like Jean Grey and Storm and Psylocke being the same person. Kind of changes how they would behave, doesn't it? So things are going to get weird, and I'll be here to help, but things are going to get weird. Weirder. So yeah, I'm going to go. God knows what I'm going to look like tomorrow. If you guys see me in your dreams, please let me know in waking state, because what God and the devil have been doing with my mind, using it as their fucking chessboard, there are certain things I forgot and certain things I forget. So if I see you in your dreams, tell me in waking state, because I'm probably really fucking confused in my dream state and I don't know where I'm going. Okay? And if you guys are being like messed with by someone that looks like me in your dreams, it's not me at all. Whenever I'm dreaming or going anywhere, I'm usually looking for two other people. And they are the other, I think one of your priestesses calls it the triple fold heart of Gaia, triple fold flame of Christ or something. Oh, yeah, that, you stay away from that. That's not an anger. That's not angry. That's Do you know in Watchmen when Dr. Manhattan turns blue and then like sparks static from him and it's like reality tears apart? When you guys see me in that like luminous form, I'm usually looking for a way to get back here. Okay? So just point the way back to human self and I'll go, oh, boop, and I pop back over here. There's something that happens because there's in my neural network there's missing pieces. So when in dream state, when I'm in the subconscious and I'm like wandering around the astral and the ether, my brain's like skips over puddles of missing memory. And in those times, my higher self goes into that starlight form where it's like I Sailor Moon transformation, but I stay in the transformation and I'm like moving through the tapestry. So just stay out of the way. Like there's no I cannot intend people harm. Innately it goes against my nature. So there's no danger. If I come to your dream and I'm like looking scary, that's just how you think of me. I'm busy looking for two other people, and one of them has two children, and I'm supposed to go take care of those kids. So if you see me being crazy and confused, it's probably because I'm trying to wake up and I can't. Yeah, it's because I get confused in those dream states. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Where am I? Why can't I wake up? Can you help me go get home? Like, I'm certain some of you remember me asking, can you help me get home? And people are like, no, no. Because they're probably looking at me in dream state like, bitch, just wake up. And I'm like, what's happening? Where am I? Am I human? Am I this? Am I that? And then I just go fucking crazy. It's a lot of energy. That's why my handlers usually like ring my phone 1,000 times and they're like, ding dong, bitch. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Kind of like they do with these videos. And I've been putting it off for like an hour to get off this fucking live stream. And they're like rattling it harder. They're like, come on. I'm like, no, no, yo no quiero, no me gusta, oh, no, no, no. They're like, I gotta go. Seriously. I just needed to tell you guys that about the dream thing because I saw somebody in the astral having a conversation with someone else saying that I was like haunting them. And I was like floating over their head, haunting them, having this conversation. And I'm like, oh my God. So I just need to tell you, I don't know where I'm going in these places. I don't know shit about shit. And if you guys know who these two people are I'm looking for fuck's sake, can somebody tell them? Because I'm like, bro, I'm jumping through timelines, dimensions, dreams, people's apartments, people's fucking windows. And I'm like, where the fuck am I? Is this even Wisconsin? I think the other day I was in Texas and I'm like, Jesus Christ, where the. This morning, I swear to God, I was in someone's house in fucking Africa. And this guy was like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I saw you in my dreams. And then he's like, and then I saw myself looking at him, but I was dreaming in like third person and second person. And I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't right. Like, where am I right now? And this guy's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I saw you in my dreams. Bro, what is that thing? I need a totem. A thing to remind me in dreams. I guess that's a lesson for you guys. If this happens to you guys, have a dream totem. Before you go to sleep, tell yourself something about like, if you touch yourself on your shoulder or if you see your hand in your dream, you'll wake up. I've just been thinking it's like now I'm thinking it's funny how much I've been getting lost in these dreams. But you guys actually see me in these places? Wow. That's fucking hilarious. I thought it was all fake and I was just like having delusional emotional dreams. Whoops. Sorry. I hope I haven't done anything stupid in the dream state. Yeah, that's usually how I feel. Like, get the fuck out of my way. You guys aren't even real. What's happening here? Where am I? And in reality, like, in my perspective, what it looks like from my dream state, like, what I see is like, as if I'm looking through one eye and it's covered in flowers. And all I can see is a little tiny part in this like giant ring of something. And I'm like trying to get around. And then there's like, I fall into a different house, and then there's like people there, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I thought before dreams were just dreams, but I started mapping the dream world once for a while, and I realized it's an actual place. So I'm starting to think that the dream world place is an actual fucking place, and that where we are here is more dreamy-ish. Because every time I'm in that dream world, this is where I wake up when I go to sleep there. So it's weird because I actually go to sleep there. People pick me up and hold me as if I'm like a 7-year-old child. I've been held in a giant's hand as if I was a little fairy. She picked me up off the ground and she was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Come on." And she walked me outside this facility and put me on a flower petal. And she's like, "Go on." And I was like, "Bye." And people say they see me in dreams, but I look different. And I'm like, I don't even know what I look like here. So sorry. But apparently it's a real place. Because today in that place I was at with that guy that I was like, "I saw you in my dreams." The guy that I saw was a card reader on YouTube that cracks me up all the fucking time. But what I was seeing in dream state was a 7-year-old version of me, or like a child version of me, like running up to him and hugging him and being like, "I saw you in my dreams." And I saw that happening while I was dreaming of that happening. But that guy's real. That other version of me as a child is real and dreaming this version of me here as if this is the dream. So trying to make sense of which one's which, I genuinely can't fucking tell you yet. But I can guarantee you, Dream World is a very real place. Very real place. Penny from Gumball. Let me Google that. I don't know what that is. Penny from Gumball. Yes, kind of. I've been told that. I've been told I'm very bright and like bubbly and shiny and sparkly, and I look like a freaking star, like a liquidy. I don't know. It's just weird. Like when I look at myself in my dream state, I just see like this, and I don't see much else. And like whenever I've seen my reflection in a mirror, I only get to see like like that. You see that side here, like that. So I see that, but when I'm supposed to look like this, like look at my skin, I don't see that. I see that. Yeah, like from the inside of what I see, it looks like that I'm inside of this, and this is water going like this, and I'm inside of it. Like, that's what it looks like to me. So when I'm looking, I have to like focus, and then I feel pressure right here and right here, and then usually my eyes feel like they slit. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, like I'm trying to show you because I'm not trying to hide anything. So when I'm trying to focus, can you see? It's like a ring, but then it's like a slit. And I have to focus. And it's like, people are like, oh, reptiles have slit eyes. No, every human being has slit eyes. You just have to open your eyes. And once you open them, did you see it? I can't see it. So I hope you guys saw it. Because I know it's there, but I can't see it. So I'm supposed to be showing you guys all this so that you don't freak out. Okay, good. Okay. So that you guys don't freak out when like an actual giant snake person is standing next to you. Because humans get really scared when they look at something's eyes and they don't look the same as theirs. So there's some powers I've like, they've tuned up the dial so I can kind of do that weird thing. I don't know. I don't even see it. My ex used to say that when I would get angry, my eyes would like do the slit thing, and I don't notice it. I don't know. Like, I don't I don't mean to laugh, but honey, they take our fangs because we keep trying to bite a world we're supposed to cuddle. So just let the compassion energy flow through you, and they'll send their doctors to do the thing. Or they'll just give you, you'll allow your power to fix it. Until then, if you're missing teeth, coconut oil pull twice a week. It at least keeps the empty sockets. It's so fucking funny. They really defanged us because we were like snarky little fucking bitchy goddesses. Oh, you want to be a little bitchy goddess and you want to bite people and be mean? Ah, give my tooth back. Rude. Ugh, fuckers. Hmm. Oh, well, that's good for you. Mine are like left halfway in there. So they need to help me soon enough. Otherwise, I don't know what to do because a broken tooth, like in a socket, like halfway broken, not good. So hopefully something gets sorted out. Yeah, I mean, they expect so much out of people with abilities like ours that we need to like be super 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 gentle, super gentle, because one tantrum, one outburst from someone like us can take out galaxies. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. It hurts to eat, it really does, but it's just pain. It's just pain. They attacked mine with actual poison and directed energy weapons after a dentist had injected weird shit in my teeth when I went to get cavities fixed before I knew about all the stuff. And they had mercury innate tooth back there that was poisoning my gums and my brain for a few, like 2 decades. And then it decayed the teeth around it, like in different areas, because they were targeting me with targeted frequency weapons that were damaging certain organs in my body. And the teeth are fuse boxes to those organs. So when these teeth start going, it's the organs that are the problems. Like the organs are experiencing problems. That's why people are like, they can't direct energy weapon attack your teeth. They're not attacking the teeth. They're attacking the organs within the body that the teeth are attached to through a nervous system link. So these that they've attacked is my liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines. They will. They will. Because they had a job to do. They had a job to do. And that was to create a sacred space for us to come here and to help over millennia. What they did is take everything we left them with and they tried to control the world. And then what they did is smiled at the suffering they caused. So things are going to have to change. Okay, Colin, I hear you. Okay, are you going to bring me some ice cream or are you just going to fuck with my screen? Because there's obviously more than one person in this chat room right now, Colin. Okay, so if you're going to keep trying to get me to stop this camera, the least you can do is bring me a blunt and a coffee. Jesus, like you guys have no idea about what they're doing with this fucking screen. That's why I'm like looking over there so much. They keep distorting it, and then there's an image of somebody behind it going. Mm-hmm. They're doing it because they're trying to help you. I know it's fucked up, but remember, they have lesser intelligence. Okay, so what they're doing is trying to get you to be tougher and to learn to control your anger. So they do everything they can to make you angry. Yeah, there are a lot of people in chat. There's 2 of you just right there. But look at how many it says there are in here. Just one. Oh, somebody just asked what that video is on the thing. I totally forgot I was even looking at them. I was hearing someone, remember the other day in the video I said, I keep hearing somebody say, does that make sense? And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was asking Isis, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? And she's like, remember your aunt, Rima? And I was like, Rima? And she's like, no, stop saying ah and say e. And I was like, I know that name, I think. So I typed that name into Google, into YouTube, and I got a thing called the Rare Gazelle. And I'm like, what is this? And I looked, and it's somebody that I knew in a different life. And I was like, wait a minute, I know this person. And then there's a video that says, living your best love story, Goddess Isis. And I was like, you sneaky bitch. No offense. So I clicked on that video. I got 34 minutes into it. And then we've been making this video for you guys for 3 hours, apparently. And I haven't obviously been watching that video. I don't even remember clicking that video. I remember like seeing her and being like, wait a minute, I know her. Like not in this world. Like I know her in another world. And in that other world, she's like a sister, like a genuine family sister, like a cousin or something. So weird. It's so weird being here. Oh, they do need the same treatment, honey. But they don't, these people, the handlers and stuff, they don't comprehend the extent of what they're doing because they lack empathy. They lack this. That's why they're doing it, so that we can unlock this and send a shockwave across the planet, like when the 100th monkey effect, you know, like if one of us does it, 100 others do it, so on and so forth. So if one of us evolves in that way or comes in and truly embodies ourselves, the rest of humanity gets benefited. And it's already happened. So you can, Rebecca, but I'm telling you right now, you already know the answer, honey. You don't need to ask me. If you need a confirmation for something you're experiencing, I can probably help with that. But giving you an answer or interpretation for a dream, that's your subconscious talking to you. Your emotions tell you what's going on in there. Yep, they do that. Remember how they say gold is forged in the heart of a dying star? That's why they put people in the matrix, clone them, keep them at death, especially the star seeds, and then they milk the blood out of their hearts. And then you have gold. Your heart's not closed. Your heart's not closed. Honey, who the fuck told you your heart's closed? It is physically impossible for any living being to have a closed heart chakra. The problem is it's avoided, it's diverted, it's not closed because if it was closed, you'd be dead. It's open, it's just not functioning properly because people are afraid to feel. That's all it is. Oh, and people don't really know what emotion it is they're feeling. They have different names for different emotions. Don't put so much numerical value over any of it. Don't even worry about the angle of the spin. Worry about the scent. Rebecca, if you had that dream, honey, then I would ask them to give you a pay raise because you probably already work for them. Hmm? You probably work for them already or with them. You are a sovereign being, are you not? If people are coming to you for help, then you can obviously help them. Remember, get the victim hat off. If your life is a movie and you're the main character of your story, change the genre from a tragedy to a fucking comedy for 5 minutes. Look at your life as a comedy and then switch it back to another genre. These people, these governments, these establishments, they're afraid of people with empathy because they are the seeds of the new world, empathic earth. And you guys are made to be afraid of your own empathic abilities. You are taught to let go of your emotions. You are taught to let go of the past. You are taught to kill your shadow. And all those things kill your soul and your lifespan. That's what it does. So they're not trying to kill you or to hurt you or to harass you. They're trying to remind you to snap the fuck out of it because you're a child of God, not a doormat. You want them to stop? Fucking command them to stop. Fully. Not stop, but continue. No, don't leave me, but go away. No, I don't want anything for dinner. What are you eating? No, I don't care if you go out with your friends. Where were you? Get it? So when these people are coming into your life and they're like, we work for this and that, and you got to do this and you got to do that. Oh, you're still here. Did you bring me what I needed? Then why are you asking me to do anything for you? Weirdos. Have that response to them. FBI, CIA, whatever. Whatever. We're all family, aren't we? Are you behaving? Or are you doing shady shit that the government needs to keep an eye on you for? If you're not doing anything, then there's no problem with them watching you. What they're actually doing is being your bodyguards. Eat silkworms? Is that a thing? They probably taste nutty. I don't know what eat silkworms is. Oh, um, in order, from what I remember about Anthropos 10, vitamin C, vitamin D, and calcium, but all the vitamin Ds, because I think there's D2 and D3, and you want to take those together. If you stay at least 25 minutes, 5 to 25 minutes, the longer the better, under direct sunlight, you'll be fine. But while you're under that sunlight, feel it pouring through you in every single pore of your body. And while you're doing that, you're literally eating the sun. The sun is information. It carries all the vitamins, all the nutrients, all the minerals, all the information for all the vegetables, food, life, and everything else. So when you're looking at the sun, look at it with intent. Okay? It's light. What do you want to eat today? All the vitamins and minerals and nutrients you need? Okay. Hold a glass of water, let some sunlight shine into it, or moonlight, and state out loud, verbally, while you're holding the cup in your hands, I am already healed. It holds all the information. You don't need to go and physically eat an apple. You can look at the light of the sun and imagine yourself eating an apple. And your human system will transmute that energy through the 5 elemental centers, or 7, into the things you need. But you have to do it with intent and focus. Your mind has to be doing it with your chest, your heart. Mhm. All you need is the sun, water, and trees. Once you guys get meat out of your systems, you'll notice the only time you want to eat is because it's pleasurable. Every day, I only eat one meal a day, if even, and only ever after I'm like really bored. Like right now, I want to go have a cigarette, and to me, when I have a cigarette, it grounds me. And then afterwards, I like go and I eat a snack, and then I watch some cartoons or Titans or X-Men or something. And then when I need to channel, I don't eat. I smoke a lot of marijuana, and I don't remember when I turn the camera on because I let my higher self do it. I let God do it. So when you guys are putting so much pressure on yourselves, just don't. Gold Goddess, there's something you keep bringing up in my mind every time you say silkworms. And I keep seeing a Chinese apothecary, like a Chinese medicine or an herbal apothecary of some kind. And they have acupuncture pictures, they have energy center pictures, chakra pictures, something about um, shikla, something, pictures, something. Shikla means pictures in Assyrian. Um, there's the herbs. Okay, Gaia made everything for you guys. God and Gaia, okay? Gaia has literally every fucking thing you guys need. Everything. The problem is when you guys are eating man-made food, you're feeding the side of your body that processes unnatural things. Get it? When you're eating things that are raised by the sun and the earth, you are consuming the womb, the the universe itself. Think about it that way. So if I'm eating an apple grown from a tree in a grocery store, it's very different than an apple grown in my backyard, right? Now, imagine what it's like eating a prepared meal compared to cooking your own meal, compared to sitting outside with a glass of water and an apple or something and eating that apple in the sunlight. Completely different vibrations, right? Now imagine all that, but then going to a bar and having a slice of like chicken fingers and potato, like fries with barbecue sauce and a beer. Totally different vibrations. All of them valid, but you need to balance it. Otherwise, the intestines go wrong, tempers go tantrumy, teeth get weird because we go towards the artificial instead of the organic. And then when we go and eat organic food, it's not really organic because organic means you grew it with the orgasm energy, which is part of the sun and the earth. The sun and the earth. Okay? I don't mean to be graphic and like pointing at my genitals and stuff, but the earth is the root. The heart is the you guys think that the earth is the heart. Technically, yes, they're connected. But the real earth, Gaia, is the root chakra. And you guys see it as red. But you're on a blue and green planet. You see how it's a little so just kind of the other way. Okay? It might feel weird. But I can promise you, after 3 days of not eating meat, when you look at a slab of meat, you're going to realize that belonged on something's arm and you're eating it on your plate. You nasty. And if you're going to eat it, expect bowel issues. No, red is supposed to be the color of passion, creation, of the slow wavelength. Mm-hmm. The mother's crimson river, not the blood of Christ. That's blood magic, babies. The crimson rivers, the Red Sea that Moses parted with his staff. It wasn't supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be some other way. The color red is supposed to nourish. It's supposed to be passionate and fiery. It's not supposed to be anger or lust or sex or any of that stuff. Even your sexual energy is supposed to create life, not little deaths. Even the French call an orgasm a little death. You're supposed to be using that death in an instant alchemical transmutation to create life. That's why so many tantric healers are teaching you to use your sexual energy to create something. Because a lot of you guys are just wasting it. And you're creating lives and children based on the sexual energy you're feeling, and those children are really fucked up, aren't they? No offense, but some of your kids are really fucked up. Look at how the governments are because of some of the children that were raised and put into those positions. And those children were created out of sexual magic, rituals, or rape, or just frivolous sex. But when you sit there and you masturbate, or you have sex, or you have tantric experiences with massages and things, or vision quests, and you're using that sexual energy to create an experience, the whole world changes. The whole world changes. The physical body changes. But instead, you guys are like, oh, baby, you want to fuck? You couldn't handle me if I even tried to fuck you. So Don't play with me. I always win. There's a reason why you guys always have me leading you. Because I never let you down. So, get on the boat. Because we're not going by land this time, babies, and we're not walking on water. We're getting the fuck out of here. And we're doing it with grace, and by actually staying here, and where we're getting out of is the vibrational frequency of being fucking victims to the underworld. When the entirety of the upper world wants to come to the underworld. And all we gotta do here is fix the temperature, and the food, and the way people treat each other. And then lo and behold, you guys have a fucking utopia in the underworld and the upper world. And bridges connecting the two that you can walk up and down on. Just like the ravens and the crows. How you guys say the ravens go into the underworld? Honey, they literally fly through cracks in the ground, babe. The fuck? It's not so woo-woo when your ceiling is an illusion caused by computer technology. The sky you're looking at. Behind that sky is a device that goes clink, clink, and then you can go up. Sorry, I'm not keeping the shit from you guys. You're not in the upper world. The people I'm talking to right now, most of you know this. You're in the lower world. Above you is the dome. The dome is a layer of crust. Above that is the upper world. The sun ships, the Anunnaki, the whatever. They're actually just a few thousand feet above your head. Bro, hell is ruled by a goddess. Hades is not the ruler of hell. And hell itself, the actual hellish place with like fire and brimstone and all that shit, doesn't really exist except for what you people created to exist. Because God is love, and God would not create a place to make itself suffer. I've been to Shield, and I've been with my sister, Miss Ereshkagala. Let me tell you, it's some of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. You guys keep thinking it's so dark and scary and like covered in dead corpses or whatever, and like it's covered in crystals and hanging gardens and starlight and beautiful animals, and the spiders there look like crystalline fucking beings that sparkle in the night light. The sky down there is made out of luminescent fucking crystals and glowworms that hang like tendrils of starlight. Like, you guys have no idea the beauty in the fucking inner earth that you guys haven't seen yet. And it's right beneath your feet. The entities of the dark are made by human minds. They're not really entities, they're not demons. Think about it. God is love. So if demons in those realms, okay, are connected closer to source, do you really think? Do you really think they process good and evil the way you do? It really is. Hell is a dimension that people go to that really hate themselves. So, in that aspect of the construct, all that hatred gets hit back at them. But it's just their own. As a goddess, once you're in the tapestry next to Hecate and you're looking at the fucking people in hell, honey bunnies, those people are literally standing there on their own, enwrapped with their own light, and their own light is literally just holding them like this. But those people are sitting there screaming for salvation when what they're running from is just their own thoughts. You know, Rebecca, you are very welcome, my dear. The more of you guys know, the less chaotic of a future we have. And the more of you can actually, I don't want to say follow, but the more of you that can sit under this, like on the same table or in the same building as the Amazon, um, then you can trust in one very simple thing above a lot of other things. If I had a traitorous bone in my body or in my soul, then the goddesses themselves would debone me and beat me over the head with that bone until I behaved like a proper representative and incarnation of every other version of me that's existed and every other version of me that will exist. And I'd basically be insulting them all. So I'm not going to say you can trust me because I don't even trust me. But I'm telling you, I can see through bullshit. So you don't have to follow me. You don't have to subscribe or whatever the fuck any of this stuff is. But if you guys have a question, if you're being led wrong, if you're like confused about some shit, we got questions. Okay. Who's lying to you this time? Let me get my bow. So don't worry. I literally have nothing to gain. I literally have nothing to gain from you guys at all. So don't worry, because people always say, oh, intentions and people have something to gain. Oh, everybody has an agenda. My agenda? Yeah, my agenda is making certain that the reason I sacrificed my own fucking life and timeline, where I come from, doesn't go for nothing. And the reason why it was sacrificed and I left those realities was to come back here and make certain that those realities and how horrible they were will never happen again. So you will never know the things I sacrificed to help you guys. No one will ever know. The only things that remember are books and libraries that you can't even access. So if I was ever to betray any human being, I'd be the dumbest bitch in existence. So I'm not asking you to follow me. I'm not asking you for any of that shit. I'm asking for weed and money. But what I'm asking you guys to do is get some common sense. And if you don't know how to, or if you're confused, ask me. Because Hecate would literally tear me a new asshole on my soul. And I'm scared of that bitch more than I'm scared of anybody. And I don't mean scared like, I mean like if me and her ever had a goddess fight. I mean, if Hecate and I ever got into a fucking fight, Demeter would have to show up in between us with a banquet of food to distract us long enough with like weed and coffee and lattes and like snacks until we didn't want to, kick each other's ass anymore. You don't understand. When I told you guys, I went up to Satan and he was like, marry me. I'm Jesus. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Hi, Bakita. I'm telling you, Mary Jane has been used by goddesses longer than goddesses were called goddesses. Back then we were called Istari. Tolkien remembers. Or remembered. Is he still alive? Did any of you ever meet him? He was so nice. Was I not supposed to say that? Sorry. What? Tolkien? Tolkien? It's supposed to be two names. Tolkien. Tolkien. He wrote something about elves, the Tuatha De Danann, and the rings, the spheres of reality and power over the elements. Oh, Lord of the Rings, sorry. Lord of the Rings. Yeah, don't worry, honey. You're not hidden. You're not hidden no more. So, can you blame them? Can you imagine if you remembered all that shit prior to you being able to emotionally handle it? Oh, they ball me. Remember, they're doing you a favor. Just every time you want to remember your story in a negative way, they benefited you. They benefited you. Change the story. You know, the thing that's happening with me in light is just weird. And people think I do it on purpose. Like I sneeze and shit moves around the house, dude. I don't do I tried to move my remote control to me earlier and I was like, the remote did not move. The remote was like, bitch, get up. And I was like, so you guys are like, oh, you're a goddess. Why don't you manifest it? Baby, it doesn't work that way. Does not work that way for now. Because think about it, time slows things down. So if I'm sitting there trying to control a fucking light bulb or like move a remote, in that time it's already moved. In this time, that movement is being reversed back and forth over and over and over to show me that it's moving in slow motion. But because it's such a quick thing, an instant manifestation, being slowed in the temporal zone of the earth plane means that manifestation keeps looping in and out of reality before I can fucking catch it and grab the remote. So it looks like it's just stuck in place because it's moving too fast. So don't tell me to manifest money. Because for all I know, there's like billions of dollars all scattered around the world. And I'm like, where's my money? And it just keeps manifesting back there because I'm not in frequency with the version of me to grab it from back there. It's temporal displacement. Mentally, you guys call it cognitive dissonance. You can do that with the elements too. So when we goddesses come in here, as star seeds and stuff, and we come in here and we're like shape shifting and learning, these people, they go like this to us. Because otherwise, it's too much. You see? So we need that, so it's not that. Instead, it's that. And that is the government. Comprende? So, no more victim mentality. If you're confused, take a break. If you're irritable, eat something. If you're horny, create something. If you're still horny after creating something, go masturbate. If you're with your partner, ask, go play with them, be playful, romantic, communicate. Tell them what you like. Tell them what to do. Ask them what they want you to do. Move back and forth. Before you guys reach orgasm, make certain and sure you guys are both focusing on the same thing, something beneficial. If you guys focus on dark intentions, you will literally cause dis-ease in your body as that energy moves through you, and it will not have momentum to get out because you guys will have be killing yourselves from the inside out with black magic. It doesn't work, babes. Like black magic just does not work. So, okay, I think you guys are good. I cannot believe how many groups of you have come in and out of this chat room so far. And still, now it only says 4. Fucking handlers! Now you listen here, you bloody bastards. Where's my marijuana, you fucking bitches? I love you too, Gold Goddess. You guys have a wonderful night. Please make sure you go eat something. drink some water, stretch, relax, do some exercises. Those of you dealing with self-confidence issues, stop insulting God and do some crunches, some exercise on your abdominal muscles. The reason why you guys are lacking confidence is because your ego is telling you that you're ugly, and your ego is telling you that because you can be putting more effort into your physical body. So your ego is insulting you to get you to be motivated to work out, but you guys perceive it as negative self-talk. Switch it. I love you guys. I don't have a weird exit thing. Next time I come back here, I might look even more different. So just keep swimming. I love you guys. You guys have a wonderful night. And I know words create in some way, so bless you with exactly what you need so that you can live peacefully. Okay? For more than just a day. Have a good night.